Joining us now is KTVU political analyst Brian Sobel. And Brian, we heard some pretty strong questioning by both California senators, Kamala Harris and Dianne Feinstein, and the Attorney General basically blew them off and wouldn't answer those questions. Are those legitimate questions? Is he ducking and weaving and hiding behind some policy that Kamala Harris couldn't get him to articulate?
Well, all of that. I think Kamala Harris prosecuted him pretty well, and he bobbed and weaved like somebody who's been under the lights before. He is asserting his rights not to discuss private conversations that he has had with the president, and citing it as a policy which he could not finger necessarily, but a long-standing policy not to do that. And by the way, it's the same thing that's been invoked in other administrations by other people testifying before Congress, including Democrats.
He said that any suggestion that he was involved in or was aware of any possible collusion with the Russians, he called it appalling and a detestable lie. Your thoughts on that? Well,
very strong language. I suspect that this really hit a nerve with him as to whether he would ever betray his country, our country, by working with the Russians to undermine an election. I think he takes, obviously, great exception to that.
It seemed like a lot of the questioning was meant to pin him down to specific answers on certain topics, and then maybe compare his answers with other people in the administration and find out if there are discrepancies.
Sure.
Was this coordinated amongst the...
Yeah, definitely, Ken. They come in, the staffs compare questions, they talk, they are trying to set a scene that they will use later, potentially, if there are conflicts in what he has said. But almost nothing that happens hasn't been shared and talked about among staff people and all those folks sitting behind these people who are doing the questions.
But the Democrats have their line of questioning. The Republicans seem to be questions that were pretty sympathetic to the White House.
Well, yes. I mean, the Dems have their questions. The Republicans want to talk about voter fraud and the Russian impact on the election, and the Dems want to talk about collusion and Trump's role in it, and then the Trump administration. So while they're connected, they aren't connected.
Right.
Okay, so after 3 to 4 hours of testimony today from questions from Republicans and Democrats, did we learn anything significant today?
Not really. I mean, I thought it was a good sparring match. Everybody got a blow or two in, but basically you didn't learn a whole lot today because Sessions did a very good job of bobbing and weaving or answering the questions sufficiently so that there wasn't a follow-up that could really tag him.
All right, Brian Sobel, and as this hearing and the Senate Intelligence Committee continues, so does the FBI and other investigations.
Absolutely. A lot going on in Washington.